What's up, comic fans? Welcome to the preview show. Welcome to the investigation. Welcome to possibly the best comics coming out this week. And we're going to get right into those comics right after this. So welcome back to the last call. This is the last call. If you like what you're hearing, don't forget to subscribe, like, follow, and do yourself a favor and hit that notification bell if you like the content. Alright, so let's get into the comics coming out this week. The ones coming out on the 3rd. Or the 2nd if you have a shop that's dropping DC books on a Tuesday. Alright, so we're going to start with our Spec Picks. Usually I try to give you only 3. Again this week, we got 4. Last week it worked out pretty well with the 4 I gave you. So this week, I'm going to give you 4 more. And this week, check Instagram, my Instagram, Couple Comics, because I'm going to tell you how I did in the last month with those spec books that I pulled. And I think I did alright. But go ahead and look at them and judge for yourself. So, these are the 4 books I'm looking at. We got Batman number 106. That is the first cameo of Miracle Molly, another James Tynion character. He's popping him out of the woodworks here and there. All the other ones have done relatively well. Maybe you've heard about Punchline. Clown Killer's doing okay. And even the designer 1 in 25 variant is doing okay. So, go ahead and grab yourself Batman number 106. It already looks like it's $3 to $4 above cover on eBay right now. So, definitely worth a pick. We're going to skip Demon Days for now. We're going to go to Eniac, number 1. That is a Matt Kent, Doug Braithwaite book. It is the first book from a new publisher, Bad Idea. It's 40 pages. It's only $3.99. It's based on a killer supercomputer that was actually the reason we dropped the atomic bombs, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So, it's current day, and apparently that system, Eniac, is up to its old ways, and it's up to 2 characters to go ahead and save the day in this book. Seems like a pretty good story, one that could be optioned down the line. I like Eniac number 1. Also, it's the first comic from a new publisher. If that publisher blows up, you got the first book they ever released. So, I don't know how available it's going to be out there in the world, but if you can grab it, I recommend you do. Matt Kent is an excellent writer. After that, we're going to go to Nocterra. Nocterra looks like a really good book. We've got Scott Snyder and Tony Daniel on it. There are a ton of variant covers. I think I'm going to stick with cover A. This might be a book that is overprinted, but I think it fits with other Scott Snyder books. They usually tend to do okay later on down the road. You know, not ridiculously well, but his books do okay. This is a good story about the world plunged into darkness, you know, after the sun goes out. This also seems like a tale that could, you know, be picked up. And you got a pretty good writer and a pretty good artist on it, so I like it. Alright, let me show you Eniac cover. I realized I didn't really get into the covers. It's pretty crazy. Let's go with the Batman 106 cover. That's nice. I like that. That is a cool cover. I want to say that's a Jorge Jimenez cover. There is a nice variant for this, wraparound variant. And there's that one. That's Riccardo Federici. Alright, and let's get into the last book. This is kind of my wild horse. This is my bonus, or my extra. Demon Days X-Men, Peach Momoko, #1. If she can prove to be as good a writer as she is artist, as a capable artist, even a great artist at times, I think this could be a really good pickup. We know Kevin Feige said he's going to invest, or Marvel will invest in doing TV, movies, media for the Asian market. And what better way than to have Peach Momoko write something that could become a cartoon series or more. I like cover A. I'm going to go with cover A. There are a ton of variant covers as well for Demon Days, but I think this is a good spec, probably more long-term than short-term, but I like it. So you got Peach Momoko, Demon Days on my list. Okay, let's get into the comics that I'm looking at picking up just because I think they're going to be cool. You've got, from DC, probably the only book I will pick up this week, Batman #106. And like we mentioned, there's a cameo in there. We're coming back from, future state. The books are coming back. Now, these are 40 pages long and carry a $4.99 price tag. So, be prepared to spend $5 on this. I'm hoping eventually DC will come to its senses and, put us back in the $3.99 range. Because I'm not going to buy that many DC books unless it's something that really, really, really interests me. Not at a $5 per issue price tag. If they were if they came out every month or every 2 months, then maybe I'd consider it. But hopefully the backup stories aren't horrible. So you got James Tynion back, and Joshua Williamson is writing the backup story. So you got two really good writers on there, and you got Jorge Jimenez doing the art for Tynion, and you got Gleb Melikov doing the art for Joshua Williamson. And you're going to get Scarecrow in a redesigned suit. Scarecrow's going to have a new suit in this series. So there we go. That is the only book I am looking at picking up from DC this week. And just so you know, I have heard good things about Sensational Wonder Woman #1. I don't know if I'll pick it up. It might be something I pick up later on down the road. But I've heard Sensational Wonder Woman #1 is another book to keep an eye on. Okay, let's get into the rest of the releases this week. Image Comics, we got Firepower #9, Kirkman and Chris Samney. I really like this series, so I'm going to keep reading it. It's really fun. If you haven't read it, I would totally recommend it from 1 through 9 so far. And I haven't even read 9. But it looks like the Serpent's Omen moves in for the kill. Looks like we're going to have some action in this book. If you read the last issue, it kind of ends on a cliffhanger. So I am looking forward to this. We got the big book, Nocterra, out by Scott Snyder and Tony Daniel, with Tomu Mori doing the coloring. Looks like this could be a really fun book. So I am invested in this one. Here we see a lot of covers. The Jock cover. The Jock cover looks really cool. So I may just get the Jock cover because that looks pretty dope. And you got some other covers. Boss Logic did a cover. So if you're a Boss Logic fan, he does this digital art stuff really, really cool. I think he's got a hold on how to do that properly. And you got Greg Capullo. You can't have a Snyder book without a nice Greg Capullo cover. And he's the opposite of like a Boss Logic. He's putting the ink to the paper. So you can't go wrong with any of those styles, depending on what you like. And you got a blank cover, so there you go if you want to get some kind of sketch when cons are open in your town, wherever you are. And then you got the Walking Dead Deluxe number 10. The covers are kind of slowing down as opposed to 5 or 6 a week. This week we get 3. Still pretty dope covers. I'm liking them. Alright, let's keep the ball rolling. It's a big week. We got Dark Horse. Not much out there. I heard Dead Dogs Bite. Could be worth a look. Fear Case number 2. That is definitely worth a look. And that cover B by Jamal Campbell. Sorry, not Jamal Campbell. Lawrence Campbell. I think that's pretty cool. These covers are like, black backgrounds. So if this ever pops off and you got one of these black minty 9.8s, that's amazing. And if you keep this covers just for your collection, just looking nice, more power to you. Definitely makes collecting, a little harder if you're trying to keep your collection looking as top notch as possible. Alright, we're in IDW. You got Star Wars High Republic Adventures number 2. Star Wars is all the rage these days. So 1s, 2s, anywhere where they could be like introductions of a new character are definitely worth a look. Especially just because they're fun. They're fun to learn about. And Star Wars High Republic Adventures and Star Wars High Republic also happened like at the beginning before episode 1, so it's cool to get into the history of Star Wars with these books. And you got some Transformers Beast Wars in there. Alright, Marvel. Here we go. You got Amazing Spider-Man number 58, second printing. That looks pretty cool. You got America Chavez Made in the USA number 1. I'm liking the Stephanie Hans variant. If America Chavez could pop off, this would be the series for it to happen. I wouldn't go too crazy though, because this isn't her first appearance. She was in Vengeance, I believe, number 1. So, this being a standalone, if this can be the one issue that propels her into stardom, series, definitely worth a read. Also, I think there is a new villain who's going to make at least a cameo appearance in this first issue. So, definitely worth a look. I think the story should be fine, should be fun, should be good. Let's take a look at the A cover real quick. You got Sarah Pacelli doing the A cover. She's a fine artist in her own right. And the Yoon cover, that also looks pretty cool. Not my favorite. I'd go B cover first, A cover second, C cover third. Alright, you got Avengers. You got another Alex Ross Timeless variant with the Vision. Just when you thought they were done. Nope, they're back. You've got these really cool two-tones by Michael Cho. Yeah, I think they're cool. Little nod back to the classics. Just 2 colors. Pretty sweet. Then you've got the Jen Bartel Women's History Month covers. Here we got She-Hulk. Pretty sweet. And there's just a ton of, Avengers 43 covers. Especially with this Enter the Phoenix saga still going on. Didn't realize that was still going on. And then you got those Mech Strike. Avengers Mech Strike. I don't know anybody who's reading that, but those covers are there. You got Daredevil number 26 second printing with Elektra on the cover. If you're a big fan of Elektra, being the new Daredevil, the new DD, then this is a cover that you should definitely pick up. Demon Days, we talked about that. This looks like a very fun book. Gonna invest in that book. Pick it up, read it. Looks like it's gonna have really cool reimagining of the X-Men. So I'm looking forward to it, honestly. Here's a ton of covers. Got some Art Germ, some Mark Brooks, and some others. Alright, Hellions For you X-Men fans, you got a Captain America King in Black #1 tie-in. You got a Mech Strike cover for that. You've got a Black History Month variant with the Falcon on it. Lots of different variants. King in Black, Gwenom vs. Carnage #3 of 3. So this will be the ending of that series. You got some variants. You got the King in Black Handbook #1. In case you don't know what's going on, you can grab the handbook and find out. King in Black Thunderbolts #3 of 3. Another tie-in and another variant. And we've got the King in Black Wiccan and Hawkling #1 King in Black tie-in. And there are a lot of, 3 covers for that. Alright. Got Power Pack 4 or 5, Runaways. Gonna keep going. We got Star Wars High Republic #2, second print. Again, Star Wars, hot property, hot thing to buy. If you've got the, if you're one of those people who grab all the variants, grab it in all the printings. But then we got Star Wars High Republic #3, which continues the story, which is not bad. It is a pretty good story. So it's not just hype. There's actually a story behind it that I think is pretty decent. Alright, continuing on. I'm going to look at what Dynamite has. Usually I just scroll through Dynamite. So there you go. Alright, Boom Studios. They also have some big books out this week, or a big book out this week in Berserker. That is a Keanu Reeves written book comic with Matt Kent. There's our boy Matt Kent. Ron Garney on the art. This is a Raphael Grandpa cover. And yeah, it looks pretty cool. Most likely that'll be the cover I get. There are a ton of covers. This is not a book to spec high on, just because of the sheer amount of covers out there. This is a Mark Brooks cover. Right? Not bad. Got a blank cover. I don't know if you heard, there's a 1 in 1,000 cover that you get CGC'd and autographed by, you know, the man himself, Keanu Reeves. This is not that cover. Yeah, and then you got Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Got some toys, and here are the rest of the books. Bad Mother, which I heard was a good series, as a trade paperback. And we're just gonna keep scrolling here. Got the Grim Universe books. Yeah, you got some manga. For you manga fans out there. Lady Death. A lot of people like her. Got the Plot #8. Still going. There was a time when Plot #1 was like the new hot item. Who knows? Maybe one day it'll be back again. You got some Rick and Morty Presents. Jerry Barry #1. And that's about it. There you go. Alright. Let's take a look and see if we can find that 1 in 1,000 Berserker. There's Berserker. And do they have all the covers? Let's see if we can find the one that if you get it signed by Mr. Reeves, there it is, John Boy Meyer variant. That is the one that if you spent buku bucks, you could get it signed and CGC'd. I think it's a guaranteed 9.8 by Mr. Keanu Reeves. It's actually a pretty cool cover. Just don't know if it's worth what it's going for. Well, anyway, guys, that is the preview for this week. That is the preview for March the 3rd or the 2nd. If you're picking up those DC books on Tuesday. Thank you for joining me. Remember to like, subscribe, follow, hit that notification bell. Smash them. Smash, 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 smash. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully, I could help to improve your purchases this week by showing you some of the books that I think are definitely worth a look at. Thank you for joining me, comic fam, comic fans. Peace.